Welcome to She Made That, a series that celebrates creative women. I'm your host, Daniela, and every month I sit down with women to hear their stories, what they create, and why.
She made that. She made that. You're so creative. She made that.
Hey, Jeanne. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm really excited to chat with you. We actually have a mutual connection who recommended I reach out. So I've been looking forward to hearing all about your creative journey. To kick things off, would you mind introducing yourself and telling us a bit about what you create?
Hi, Daniela. It's such a pleasure to be talking with you. Thank you for the invite. So my creativity has always been part of my life. How should I start? Yeah, so I'm a mom, I'm a yogi, I'm an artist. So I consider myself that I've always been an artist, but in a more hidden way. I was always more shy, and I never really had the guts to go for it as an artist until the birth of my kids. So that was a very transformative moment for me to have, especially a home birth with my daughter. And then it really literally changed my life. And I decided to pursue a career in art, my first passion. And I decided to really encompass art and yoga and spirituality and help other women to feel connected to that creative energy through workshops, through paintings, through custom energetic portals that I want to say that I call soul flow, where I help them I bring to them a specific symbolism and different imagery to help them create to allow me to create a very potent artwork that they then have in their home that is always a reminder for them to connect to that inner power inside of them, that soul, that space of inner peace, of grace inside of them. Yeah, so that's a little bit of what I do.
I always find it interesting how life-changing events, such as a positive milestone, can influence a transition. Like you mentioned the birth of your child and how it allowed you to open your horizon in the creative space. So, what was it about becoming a mother that empowered you to fully pursue it? And also, I love how you combined art with helping others. In doing so, would you say that helping other women through symbolic awareness has given you a deeper sense of purpose?
Yes, totally. So when I became a mom, first of all, the birth experience that I had was so empowering that it's almost like I realized if I can do this, I can do anything. Basically, I was now believing in myself that anything was possible. And it's almost as if I had no more choices of like following my heart was not just like, I don't know, a frivolous thing to do. It was very much like a purpose. Yeah, I just felt like I found my purpose, and just knowing deep down that I want my child to also see that example of having a mother that is feeling completely fulfilled in their life and fulfill their deepest desires of and going for it, right? So yeah, I think that's how I felt. So when I have clients that connect with what I do, they really, really connect. Like I know that they're like my soul clients, right? It's not everybody that connects with what I do, and that's perfectly fine. I had to learn to be okay with that. And the people that do, they really feel the energy and the activation behind the artwork. And of course, I feel like it just deepens my sense of purpose, because it's like I channel those messages. I receive intuition into my body, and I'm like able to bring that into the material, the visible. And when people feel it, like they actually are like, wow, I've had people actually moved to tears when they saw my pieces. And that's like one of the biggest reward. It's kind of funny because you don't want to be like, oh, I made you cry. I'm glad I made you cry. I'm glad I touched people, right? It's the deepest sense of purpose, I think, for any artist, is to know that people feel it. They feel what you felt when you were doing it, or they feel it maybe in a different way. Maybe it connects with something in their own life, in their own experiences, and they just see it through their eyes, of course, that piece of art, and they just feel a deep sense of connection. And that's how I know that we're all connected, right? We're not separate, and what we create has a ripple effect.
I agree that behind every artwork is a story. And I also do agree that everyone personifies a specific artwork differently from each other, depending on their own experiences, right? So I think you're spot on that. Out of curiosity, do you work with different painting styles? Like, does the soul flow result depend on the painting itself, or is each painting during a workshop individually different?
So the style of the painting will always be in my style. It's always coming through my channel, so coming through me. But of course it will vary depending on the person's, I would say the person's energy, right? Sometimes I feel called to use a palette of color that I would have never used before, or that I would have never thought about before. So that would change depending on the person. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so you do have your own style, but you also channel through your audience, which is pretty cool. I'm wondering, do you also have virtual workshops, or are they all in person? And for listeners joining to today's episode, where can one find you? Do you have like a website or a Facebook page?
So for the Soul Flow service that I offer, which is the custom painting connected to the energy of the person, it's mainly online. So we would have 1 or 2 online meeting with a meditation, a moment of connection, a space where I ask you a lot of different questions regarding your piece. But also during the meditation, we go through a visualization where sometimes there's things that come up, like different symbolism or different elements that come up, and that can be used after in the artwork. So it's all online, and the workshops that I give more like art and yoga, which I love to include yoga usually before, and then we open up the body to create. That will be more in-person event in the Ottawa, Gatineau region. And yes, I do have a website. It's www.jeannebaudry.com, and also Facebook, Instagram, Jeanne Baudry Art et Yoga. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So I just want to thank you for joining me today. This is actually my first conversation episode, so I do appreciate you taking the time to take me through your creative journey, and I wish you all the best, and take care.
She made that. She made that. You're so creative. She made that.